What is going on, entertainment? So Sam Cooper with another video. So we talking Deja Vu, okay? So the episode opens up with this dinner party that Joyce is hosting. Joyce swears she's on the Housewives. Girl, this is Deja Vu and not that TV girl. Talking about she hosted a dinner party. Like, girl, please. You don't got a flute, you don't got a peach. Okay, you are on not TV. Squabble up hoe. Like, what are you talking about? Like, Joyce was really at the grandest episode, and it was kind of funny to watch. So they invite Sydney Star to the boat. I said to the boat, to the house. And Sydney, you guys, y'all know how I feel about Sydney. Sydney to me is like the transgender clown. I don't feel like she's the best representation because I feel like she kind of makes a mockery out of being trans. Like, it's sort of like a key to her with some of the stuff that she does, and it doesn't make the community look good because she just makes it to where she's seen as like the punching bag, the clown, the Pennywise of the trans girls, and it's not cute to me. I will say though, I do like what Sydney said in this episode to Joyce, touch my money, okay, which we're gonna get to. So Sydney gets there and like people start sort of kind of greeting her, and she kind of gives Melanie like the cold shoulder and stuff like that. Like, I did peep that. So I get why Melanie was sort of doing the most later on in the episode, because the way that she sort of like said hi, like she acted like she was a nobody. So I see what Melanie was seeing. So of course, Sydney starts going on this tangent about how she's Deja Vu. There will be no other Deja Vu without her. By the way, Joyce touched my buddy. I wanted to touch her buddy. She looked really, really good. Like, that black dress sparkle with the titties collapsed looked amazing. Sydney Stardo, why you got your titties out? Them hood nigga security guards didn't know what to do. They didn't know if they wanted to get hard or turn hard because they mad because the T-girl is in their face with their tatas out. Like, they just did not know what to do. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was shocking to them because Sydney Star just had all her tickle bitties out, just down, okay, with her pasties on it. And of course, her assistant, the horse, to follow, okay? That damn assistant goes anywhere Sydney goes. You see Sydney Star and that jaw and that mouth is not too far away. Like, you know he trailing right behind her, okay? So she starts saying how, she is Deja Vu, and sort of starts checking Joyce, say, I've been in the game longer than you, my love, okay? I don't even know your vibe. And she ends up getting into it with Dime, because Dime is like, sit down, you're doing too much, okay? You're running your mouth too much, shut up. You make my ears ring. She's getting into it with her. And I'm kind of glad Sydney checked it. Let me tell you why. Dime is them type of influencers that they think that just because they've been on a blog that like everybody knows them. Not everybody's the most familiar with you, Dime. And it's okay. You don't rap, you don't sing. So from what I know, sorry, I don't know the girl like that. So it's like, let's not act like you some big celeb, some big known celebrity. Like, that to me is such a stretch. Like, oh my God. So Sydney and Joyce sit down. They get into the topic of who paved the way for the T-girls. If we want to keep it about, Sydney didn't tell any lies. She paved the way for the ratchet T-girls, meaning that we wouldn't have known of a Joyce had it not been a Sydney Star. She was the clout chaser. She was the one starting up Ish. She was the one baiting straight niggas. She was the one lying on straight niggas. So it's like, she really did pave the way for the ratchet trans girls in that field. Now, I will say, was she the most known trans before of a T.S. Madison or like a Maya Scott? No. But she told the truth. She paved the way for the ratchet T-girls. The feisty ones, the ones that start up Ish, the dramatic ones. So I do feel like she is owed some respect, but it's like the way Sydney Star conducts herself, how could you really respect her? Because people see her as a joke, because everything that she does is sort of like a key. It's nothing serious. By the way, why Gucci looking like he was on an episode of Boondocks? Gucci had his hair out, giving very much Boondock tease. So after they have this conversation, Joyce goes to the mic and she grabs the mic. She's like, so like, who was watching Deja Vu season 1? So everybody's sort of quiet. And then Sydney was just like, mind you, Joyce drops the mic so dramatically and prances away, right? Drops mic. And then Sydney's like, oh, so like Diamond, we didn't do season 1. We didn't start season 1 together. Like we didn't do the biggest one on season 1. I hate when they argue about stuff like this because one, is so trivial, and two, it's like breaking the fifth wall. Fuck the fourth wall. Y'all breaking the fifth wall at this point. Like, we're not trying to hear y'all argue about whose season is better in the middle of a season. That to me, like, it's so annoying to me. Like, there's so many other things I could talk about, but y'all arguing about whose season is better while y'all filming a current season. How about season 3? And in my opinion, I feel like season 1 and season 2 is way better than season 3 because we actually had interwoven storylines. It didn't seem so heavily produced. It was more natural. Okay. And season 1 to me will never be better than season 2 or 3. Season 1 to me was actually gave me real world vibes. Like they actually went out, they had fun, they fought, they had like storylines. It was actually like entertaining to me. And it really was one of the shows that really caught my eye and kept me watching on STV was season 1. So as much as Joyce thinks Touch My Betty was able to, put the girls on out STV, don't get me wrong, she did gather a lot of attention for the network, but let's act like season 1 did like lay the groundwork, because it did. It laid the groundwork, and it's way better than the other 2 seasons, in my opinion. So they start debating about which season is better. Next thing you know, Joyce gets mad because freaking Sydney gets on the mic and she starts going off about, she do the how you doing? So, I think season 1 is better. We laid the groundwork. So, respect me, okay? I put you bitches on, right? So then Joyce gets over, she kind of like throws something at Sydney and it hits this girl or whatever, right? Mind you, they blurred this girl face completely out. I thought it was DJ Sky for a second. They wasn't trying to give Zeus no limelight, no shade. They ended up getting some drink on the DJ, right? That girl was livid, okay? DJ Sky was not having it. She was not high, baby, okay? She was very pissed, baby, because she felt like it wasn't the time for the foolishness. She shouldn't have got no drink thrown on her. Sydney had the gull enough to apologize. By the way, Sydney, can you stop dressing like that? Like, we should not have to see your whole panty area in line. Like, you need to dress with a little bit more cool. That's why I like me some T.S. Madison. Like, that is like a woman. You get what I'm saying? Like, that is a woman. Sydney's just not there yet. She's still in her Pennywise phase. It's like clownery. You get what I'm saying? Down to the way that she dressed. Say what you want about Joyce, but she's very well put together. Besides that confession when she had her tickle bitties out in the shirt that didn't fit, I didn't like that. But besides that, for the most part, she be put together. She knows how to put herself together physically, dress nice and stuff. And it's like Sydney, she be looking busted. It do be giving a busted can of biscuits. Y'all remember on Married to Medicine when Andy said, "How do you feel, Dr. Jackie, that Heavenly said that you were shaped like a little boy?" She said, "I love the way I look. And when I take off my clothes at night, Andy, I don't look like a can of busted biscuits." That's Sydney. You get what I'm saying? Like, she's a beautiful girl, but it's like she needs to like get it together, dress wise at least, and acting wise. I will say Sydney has done a great, progress in her career with working with Tyler Perry. She's been on scripted series now with some major greats that people would die to be in a room, and I would. So it's like you gotta kind of give her props for that, but all the foolery kind of overshadows all of that. Like, you shouldn't have came back to the show. I hope they paid you a fat bag for you to come back and make an appearance, because it's like you don't have to do stuff like this, because all you're gonna go there and do is get clowned on, become a key, and they're gonna try to fight you. And Sydney, you're not a fighter. You know what I'm saying? And also, Ferragamo is giving us very much Jaden Pinkett Smith. Okay, Jada. Okay, Jada said she quit out as TV. She not messing with y'all no more. She now is a stripper for the greats. Cardi B. Okay, and Sexy Red. Shout out to Ferragamo for doing her biggest one. I've been peeping her tea, and she's really been upgraded. I'm telling y'all, one of these days, y'all gonna be like, "Where'd Pierre go?" Because I'm just gonna be off of here. It's no shade. Like, it's coming very soon. Like, you feel me? 2025, the upgrade, and also the rebrand is going to be very much real, and y'all gonna be like, wow. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. It's a goner. Bye. Okay, this not my goodbyes, but I'm just saying, like, just be ready for some changes. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, so Mel, the way she was acting, you must have popped the shroom. She was acting all belligerent ish. It was a little bit annoying. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was just all over the place. Like, why you so belligerent for? Like, you just in the way. Like, you belligerently in the way. That's the worst in the way you could be. So Joyce decides to get messy and get on the mic and call out Naj. She's just like, so like Naj, what's your bop boo? Like, I heard that Diamond over here sitting with your nigga. Like, ain't that really your nigga? Like, what's up with that? So Naj is like, oh no, that's all I do. I don't have 2,000 bodies. Let's talk about Naj slamming Diamond. My whole thing is, you can't really slut shame somebody who's admitted at one point there was a slut. That's like calling Mariah Lynn a hoe. She already said once upon a time I was a hoe. And I admit it, I ain't take it back because so it's like it don't hit the same. So I don't know why Naj continues to use that as a read, because it's not a read if she said it herself. You didn't expose her. We know this. So it's like you're not really eating as much as you think you are. When you get some new tea on Diamond, that's when we really take a notice and listen. Plus, Naj, didn't Cash expose you for having a page and having an ad, allegedly? I'm just saying. So it's sort of like you can't really talk yourself. I'm like, let's just keep it a block. You know what I'm saying? Because that whole slut shame thing, it's lame to me. It's so lame because they don't do that to niggas. When these niggas be having 50,000 bodies, Gucci, and get away with it. You see? I'm just saying. So she starts calling out Diamond, sort of shading her from her seat, and then Don gets kind of pissed because he's like, why you mentioning me, bro? Are you high? Are you high? Stop mentioning me, right? Joyce was like, so like, Dwayne, like, eat your crab legs. Mind you, by the way, now that TV gonna always have some crab legs. Like, one thing about now that TV, what's for lunch is gonna be that seafood boil. You know what I'm saying? That's what we gonna have for lunch all the time. You gonna get a nasty seafood boil, okay? That's what we gonna have for lunch. Shout out to the chef that be cooking them seafood boils that Renee Trill was over there tearing up. Apparently, it's that good, right? So Dawn gets mad and basically starts calling Joyce a big boy. I'm sorry. It was a little bit of a key because we don't really see Joyce get read down like that. And I told y'all, Dawn used to be Denisha. Denisha reads the girls down. I've been told y'all that. Like, before Gigi clocked it, we had Dawn, and Dawn was clocking it. So I don't know why Joyce Touch My Baby decided to get into a reading match with Dawn, because he is the ultimate reader. He will eat you up. Okay. He's like, you a big boy. You a big white boy. Stop talking to me. Like, who are you talking to? Are you high? He hit her with one of those, right? And Joyce was just like, man, you a better bitch than some of the bitches you've been with. God. Not gonna lie, she has a point. I'm just saying. Dawn can sometimes be, a bad bitch. Like, he could be a bad bitch. His mouth, bad bitchery. You know what I'm saying? I would hate to date a nigga like him. Like, oh my God, you're just gonna get mouth about everything. Like, you can't do nothing without him having something to say about it. Oh, next thing you know, they start charging at Sydney. I'm talking about they start running after Sydney because Naj ends up getting on the mic. She disses DTB, right? Which DTB doesn't react to it, but she does later on. So then Joyce gets back on the mic, ends up chasing Sydney Star. I'm talking about Sydney turned into a track star. She ran up them stairs so mother quick, it was even funny. I'm talking about, like, she ran up like she was a linebacker. They start chasing her down. Sheik ends up wanting to fight Sydney's assistant. My whole thing was with Sheik. I'm not a big fan. I feel like he wants to get into fights and confrontations so that way he could build a storyline for himself so that now that CB fans can pay attention to him. And it's so obvious, especially with him fighting Almond this episode. Like, you fought Almond. Like, I don't know if you expect us to give your tens about that, because, like, let's not act like Almond's like the biggest fighter. Like, okay, you fought Almond. Wow. Like, what do you want? Like, you want us to be like, oh, you did your biggest one. Like, no. fight Gucci. Then I'll be like, or like fight Dawn. You feel me? But it's like you fought Almond. Like no shade Almond, but it's like Almond's not no fighter. Like he's a party guy. Like he just runs his mouth. You feel me? They end up throwing alcohol from like the banister. Mel does because Mel is trying to chase Sydney Star down too, and ends up getting all over the DJ equipment. That DJ's turn mad so quick. That bitch wanted to start fucking throwing turntables. She was very upset that they ruined her equipment. Okay, her equipment, what was needed for her success. DJ Sky was not having it. She was very, very bad, rightfully so, because it's like you go there just to, do your job and you end up in the not STV ratchetry. And I'm glad they blared out her face, which she probably requested, because bitch, I ain't signed no waivers and I ain't signed up to squabble with you bitches. I signed up to play some music. Y'all ruining my turntables for. So I understood with her getting mad. And it's like Mel, she's so immature and inebriated. She don't be understanding that, and that don't click for her. Because that equipment costs a lot of money. So in the midst of them chasing her, they finally end up, Joyce ends up getting a loose. She ends up getting up there, snatches Sydney Starr's wig off, throws the wig over the banister. Like Sydney Starr in that room, I hope going through her mind was, wow, I really just did a Tyler Perry production and I'm back on Now That's TV scrapping. Like sometimes you got to elevate from stuff. Like you got to move on from stuff. Sometimes you got to close a chapter. And it's like, you should have closed that chapter of Now That's TV. You going back to them after working a TP production, Tyler Perry, it just doesn't compute. Like you could tell a lot of thoughts was going through Sydney Starr's head. One, because we didn't see her wig on, so we could literally see her head. And two, you could tell she was just thinking and contemplating on things. So as they're trying to chase Sydney down, Sydney's just trying to still get her leg back. She goes after, Sydney's horse assistant. And then next thing you know, LaRue and Nola end up getting not into it, but they end up agreeing to a fade. It's given Tilo went over there and said, hey, we need a fight. We need another fight. Because we ain't had one yet this whole night. Okay? Y'all want to shoot the ones? LaRue said, hell yeah, you gonna put me on Bad Bitches Only? Okay, cool, bet. Nola said, okay, bet. So they both agreed to it. LaRue won. She was getting a lot more hits in, and I was very surprised because she did a lot better than what people sort of deem her to be. So to me, she won that fight. Nola didn't want to keep fighting no more. She's just like, we're both Aries sisters, and I just wanted that fade in, and it is what it is. And after they fought, they literally hugged, shook ass, and acted like literally nothing happened. Okay, so Joyce is back on instigating. Okay, so she goes to Naja, basically lets her know that DTB feeling a way about what you said, and then she goes to DTB talking about Nas said you ain't want that, and that she pressed you and you wasn't on timing, and that's why she had to hit the nigga because she couldn't hit you because you was scary, you wasn't on that. So Joyce is playing producer. Okay, next thing you know, Nas, of course, Diamond feels away. So she ends up calling for Naj. She summons her in the kitchen. Naj, babe! Babe! She hit her with one of those. They end up both in the kitchen, whatever. They start going back and forth. Next thing you know, they basically get into the agreements of, you need that? So they get to squabble it up, right? Naj won. I'm never going to sit here and lie to y'all. Naj won that fight. DTB put up a good fight, though, but Naj won that fight. That bitch's hands are faster than a crackhead with a bag on the line. Like, crazy fast. Naj's hands are swifter. You know what I'm saying? It's like she got 2 treadmills in her hands. It just go quick. You feel me? So y'all know how DTB do. She never won one round. She always is going to ask for seconds, right? She is the type that gets seconds on her plate. So she starts asking Naj for a second round. Naj is like, nah, boo-boo. I'm not giving that to you. I'm not giving that to you. Okay? I just kind of wish DTB just took that 1 round loss and just, kept that, because the second round is what caused that big knot. Like, it wasn't even a knot. That shit was a boil. Oh, my poor girl. So this where this episode they lost me. She ends up like fighting Almond because he was like 5 feet away from him. Like he was too close to him, I guess. So he literally saw. Like, I'm talking about he hit that nigga hard. He said, I was like, God damn. I'm talking about he socked the dog out of Almond. Bitch, he socked the grills out of Almond mouth. I was like, damn, nigga. I ain't like that. Like, y'all know I love the key and, get my little keys off of Almond, but it's like, that to me was like so attention seeking for Sheik to do and weird because it was so random. Like, apparently in his confessionals, he said that he was messy and he was trying to get Duke to fight Dawn because Dawn hit him in the jaw. Why did we not see that on camera and why did he hit him in the jaw? Who knows, right? But that's still not a reason for you to fight him. You just want to fight him for camera time. This is why I feel like this season's not as good as the other seasons. Sorry. Like, it's not natural. Like, it's just like y'all just doing stuff to do stuff. Like, what are you doing? That was weird. And you fought one of the weakest people in the house. Not that Alma's weak, but it's like he's not a fighter. It was weird. Meanwhile, between time, Diamond is still trying to get Naj to get around to. She's like, "Come down, babe, babe. You supposed to be number 2 fighter. You supposed to be number 1, 2, and 3 fighter. Come down and fight, babe, babe." Y'all know Diamond gonna say babe. So she's screaming for Naj. She's screaming for Naj. Naj eventually comes down like an hour from what it looks like later, dressed down, suited and booted, like Pressure says. The bitch came stood in the booty, okay? Mind you, Diamond was already waiting, but she already kind of was over that second round. So when she was suited and booted, Diamond had to go get suited and booted. Diamond ends up going down, right? They end up squabbling for the second round. So y'all know what DTB tried to do. She tries to get Naj on the floor and basically tries to get on top of her. Has security not broken that up, Naj would have probably not got the better hand because DTB weighs a lot more than her. And I think DTB was gonna try to use her weight, topple her, and then try to sock her in her shit. But it didn't really work. Okay. We're gonna give you a D for effort, Diamond. Okay. They end up separating them and we see the knot. I'm talking about the knot was the size of a boy, y'all. The knot was the size of Kayla BBL from Sausage Baddies. Like, you could literally place it. It literally looked like they took Kayla booty and they put it on Diamond side of her face. It was crazy. Okay, smooth boy. Like, the boil needs to get smoked. And that was the end of the episode, to be honest. Okay, I do think that Naj still wants Dawn secretly. I know she said in the episode that that nigga can't have me. No, it's because you won't let him be with you publicly, but you'll fuck around with him behind the scenes, behind your girlfriend back, because you still want that D low key and you still miss him and you're still in love. Okay, and that's just the truth of the matter. All right, let me know what y'all think down below about this really unnecessary episode. Leave your comments down below, and we're out, babies. No personal.